Hey everyone, my name is Wedge and we're back with another week of spoilers. But before we get to that, we want to talk to you again about the pre-release. The Born of the Gods pre-release is fast approaching and we hope all of you are going to participate. If you live anywhere in the Northeast, in the US, namely New York, you should consider taking a road trip to the vast abyss in Wappingers Falls, New York for the midnight pre-release event. You might be asking yourself, why should I travel all the way there to do the pre-release? First prize gets the San Diego Comic-Con Black Planeswalker set and a box of Modern Masters. Yeah, I know. In addition, they've already announced one of the door prizes is going to be a full art Mutavault. I don't even know why they're doing this, but it's insane. If that wasn't enough, the winner of the F&M draft before the pre-release is going to get 10 foil Shocklands. This is so much value. If you live anywhere near this place, you have to come. It's ridiculous. Oh yeah, the Mana Source will also be there, taping the whole thing to put up on YouTube. It's going to be sweet. All the info you could ever need will be in the description below. Spoiler time! Finally, we have another artifact to look at. Hero's Podium is 5 mana for a legendary artifact. Each legendary creature you control gets +1/+1 for each other legendary creature you control. You can pay X and tap it to look at the top X cards of your library. You may reveal a legendary card from among them and put it into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. This card is weird. The best way to think of Hero's Podium is as a legendary creature version of Coat of Arms. I can see this card going into a few decks. For the record, all of them are commander decks. There are a lot of decks that are filled with legendary creatures. The most obvious one is Captain Sisay, since she can keep the legendary engine rolling. The next one is the far less well-known but very interesting Reiki, the History of Kamigawa. Another card that popped into my mind was Leyline of Singularity. You want to talk about legends? Get the Podium and the Singularity in play? Disgusting! This card will be used, just not for Limited, or Standard, or Modern, or Legacy, but definitely Commander, and EDH. And that format where you have a legendary creature as a commander of your 100 card deck where there can only be one of each card. Also Commander. The second card we're going to look at today is Glimpse the Sun God. For X mana and 1 white, you get an instant that lets you tap X target creatures and scry 1. This card is pretty great for Limited. Tapping opponent's creatures is always strong, and being able to do it to a large amount at once isn't something to underestimate. As a combat trick, this could turn out to be very useful either as a way to stem your opponent's attacks or just clear the way for your fatties. Next we have Spirit of the Labyrinth, 2 mana for a 3/1 enchantment creature spirit. Each player can't draw more than 1 card each turn. This card is going to be impactful somewhere. In EDH, it's the definition of no fun. In Standard, it hoses Sphinx's Revelation. Hard. Also, don't forget it has 3 power. Yes, it has 1 toughness and dies if you look at it funny, but decks running Sphinx Revelation don't often deal just 1 damage anyway. While I think the Spirit is a decent sideboard card in Standard, I think its value may be in older formats like Legacy. I can't say for sure if it'll make an impact, but being able to stop additional card draw per turn in a world where Brainstorm and Mind Sculptor exist seems pretty good to me. Considering a creature like Thalia is used in older formats makes me think this has a chance. It may be a small chance, but I wouldn't be surprised either way. Moving right along, we have Nessie and Demlock, as the current translation has it. 5 mana for a 3/3 beast with Tribute 3. When it enters the battlefield, if Tribute wasn't paid, destroy target non-creature permanent. So basically we have a 6/6 for 5, or a 3/3, and your Planeswalker Detention Sphere or land dies. This is pretty good for Limited. I think the cost is okay for the ability. Not great, but okay. Of all the Tribute cards we've seen so far, this is probably one of the least impactful, unless there's a Bomb Walker or enchantment you need to get rid of. I like the card and I think it'll be fine for Limited, but Standard playability seems unlikely, since it's much easier to deal with a 6/6 vanilla creature there than in Limited. I don't even know how to introduce this card. Pretty Shiny Rainbow Lion is 1 of each color for a 4/4. He has a bestow cost of 7, including 1 of each color again. Pretty Shiny Rainbow Lion, or the creature he's enchanting, gets flying, first strike, vigilance, trample, and lifelink. What do I even say about this card? Chromatic Lantern in Standard? Undraftable? 5 color control with every Shockland. I think the worst thing about this guy is that he isn't legendary. For all of you Commander players out there, I'm sorry. Tough break. We had a couple interesting spoilers today. I know a lot of you are disappointed Phoenix has been spoiled yet, and trust me, you aren't alone. That annoyance aside, Spirit of the Labyrinth and Rainbow Cat made for an interesting day. What do you guys think about these cards? Do they make you any more or less excited about Born of the Gods? Remember to check below for all the information on where we'll be pre-releasing in a couple of weeks. Come win some awesome stuff. As always, subscribe for the latest and most reliable Born of the Gods spoiler information you could ever need. This is the Manosaurus, I'm Wedge, thanks for watching, we'll see you next time.